Hey everybody, this is Craft Piggy. Now, you've probably seen Orbit's video on Battlefield Bad Company 2, how to fly helicopters, so he flies the Apache there. But you see, only pussies play Battlefield Bad Company 2. Because this is truly a man's game. Because we're playing Battlefield 2. That's right, the original Battlefield 2. Probably one of the best games I've ever played. I still play it even today. I mean, it's what, 64 players online? That's pretty epic. And something that Battlefield 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2 doesn't have, they don't have jets. Also, they don't have this amount of helicopters and vehicles spawning in one place at one time. So I'm going to show you how to fly the jets, how to fly the helicopters. Helicopters fly similar, but you can do more. I think you can actually do more stuff with the helicopters. Or probably not with them, they kind of just circle around the areas and drop stuff. Now, I'll show you how to fly the jets today. So we're going to go into this jet now. So the noise levels is quite big. Sorry if it's quite light actually, because I did put it down to real low level. Now we're going to press hold of W. That gets the speed up. Well, that starts the engines. And push up on your mouse. This is PC only, by the way. Because this is basically I think the only servers that are actually still online. So that starts you in the air, now you're just taking off. Now there's different ways to turn. You can turn the way I just turned there, just lean to the side and push forward on your mouse. You can press the D and S keys, or you can do both at the same time to do a really sharp turn. Like that. So that's a nice little tip I normally use if you're in a dogfight. And later on, I think it's probably one of the last things I'm going to do with the jet is I'm going to try a stun I hardly ever try, but when I really need to use it when I'm dogfighting in the air, I will try it. So right now you see we're flying around, we're going quite fast, we're going to go to 900, 800 kilometers per hour. Now hold the shift key and you will go even faster, it will boost up about 200, 300 kilometers per hour. You can get up to about 3,000 kilometers per hour, and I'll show you how to do that later. So we're going very fast. This is a big map, so to say we're going over it in a couple of seconds is quite a good tip or good thing to do, especially when dogfighting. Now let's say you want to bomb the enemy's base. You select your bombing tool. It shows you the things changes. We have that, and that. So we're going to go down here, we're going to take the actual thing in sight, we see it. So we're going to release the W key, slow down a bit, press the button, drops the bombs, and we hold the W key again to get the speed up. Now, here's a tip, never really ever use the S key while flying, always hold the W key, because it can cause a lot of drop in flight, and probably ends up in crash nearly all the time. So that's a little tip. So the bombing thing also, if you need to refuel, it works for the refueling. So release W, get down here till you can get the refueling, then hold W again as soon as you start to get to about 600, 500 kilometers per second, and you're refueled and happy to bomb again. So that, go on to C so we can see in third person. Now hold W down, and you'll start to take off vertically like a helicopter. Now release W and hold, well, release S, sorry, and hold W. Now I never fly in that mode, I was flying first person mode because it's simple. You can also have that mode, which is I suppose better but less realistic in my mind. So as I was saying, if you're dogfighting, hold W. If you want to do a strafe run on, you see someone on the ground, see that bush there's a person we go like that. The chance that you're going to hit it is very low because you're going quite fast, but simple, run in, release it. When it comes to the actual missiles, missiles are mainly only used in air as they don't do much, well, they're incredibly inaccurate and never really hit the ground. So that there, we're going to lock on, press it, it logs on and hits the target. Heat seeking missiles, very useful. The tip is just to keep up to them, copy their moves, imitate them. Now, if you're actually being attacked, the useful thing is if you press X, you release flares like that, and that stops the heat-seeking missiles for a little bit. Let's say you kind of while it's recharging the flares and you don't have enough flares and there's still got missiles at you. Want to hold shift, do some crazy things, sharp turns, kind of knock the missile out the way, go up. Remember, this is a three-dimensional space, it's not flat, so you can turn, go up, like that. There. Now, this is going to be a crazy tip of mine. I've just kind of I've only recently started using it, but what I like to do, let me get to the center of the map here so I don't fly out the map like I normally do. We need to slow down because I don't trust being chance I'm going to die here. So go up to a vertical height and hold down shift, and you'll be going up, 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 up. Then you get to the highest point and you start losing control. Then go down. See, it's very hard to actually gain control of this again. But once you do have control, to hold down, and the trick is stalling it. Because you're in the upper atmosphere and the planes don't do very well here. So once you've stalled it, it should start going down, and that's when we start to gain speed, and that definitely will knock off the opponent 100%. Now, things with the actual Apaches, it controls very similar to the actual Battlefield Bad Company 2. So just hold W, you start to fly upwards. The thing is now, if you release W, you stay around about the same level. You go down a little bit over time, but compared to the actual things, compared to actually Battlefield Bad Company 2, you don't actually go down that much, because W and S just control the height really, and the actual power. So go into first person view for this because it's easier. So as I say, it's W and lean down to go forward. The faster you lean down, the well, the more you lean down, the faster you go, but you do start going down. So just kind of, you don't want to keep hold of W all the time unless you want him to travel forward, but kind of just like slightly tap it every so often, as you see on the actual percentage thing there. So level yourself off using the things on the screen to slow down or just kind of complete stop. And the A and D just kind of turn around. So keep yourself level, by the way, watch your altitude at all time. See, I'm going down very, very, very slowly. So you just want to go up every so often, just keep that altitude around about 60, 50. So as I said, the actual use of Apaches is there's normally two people in it. One of them fires the gun and the radio controlled missiles, the other person fires the missiles like that. Works very similar to the Battlefield Bad Company 2, but I think this actually involves more skill and more agility, because the things you can do with it are truly amazing. I don't think I can do most of the stuff with it because I'm not the best at flying helicopters. So we'll fly around here. So just turn like that. You can just keep hold of W, but I like to do a similar thing to the jet. So we can get to the base now. And level ourselves off. Fly around. We need to kind of release the actual W now while we're leveling ourselves off. So we're in here, we can do some damage to the actual equipment. Even though I missed every shot there, but always aim slightly lower. So just slightly pressing W every so often to get that altitude back up. So to do a strafe, we just slightly lean to the left. And it should do a nice strafe like that. and slow ourselves down. Lightly pressing W, just get that altitude slightly up, and just do that. Take down a jet. Someone's in it, trying to take off. And you can do similar things with that. You can do a strafe run. So let me just go over here and turn ourselves around. Obviously, you wouldn't be just staying still. You'd be doing strafe runs. Turn ourselves around without losing control. See, sometimes if you turn yourself a little bit too much, it can cause you to lose control. I know there's ways where you can actually go upside down. I've seen people go upside down like a true helicopter. So strafe run, do a lot of damage to that, maybe kill a few people. And the actual way you reload or recharge your helicopter is similar to the way you get the actual ammo again from the jet. Slow ourselves down now. Nice landing as we level up. Oh, not level up, you know what I mean. Ammo up. So I think that's about all you can really do. I might show you. I might try to do some actual aerobatics while I'm in the air. So we'll get to a nice altitude, 100's fine. You can get a little bit higher if you want to. And this is probably going to be a complete fail, but I'm going to turn incredibly so sharply. Hold like that. Always holding the W key, and you can easily dodge missiles like that, easily. While actually turning, hold the D key or the S key, depending on which way you're turning. So now that way, and we do a complete roll and flatten ourselves out, level it all out. When it comes to the no one really uses these in the game, they're always left behind, but when someone does use them, it's good to get a lot of people in back. So they work very similar to the ways the Apache works, but you can't really do the aerobatics with these. It's very chunky and you can actually feel the weight while you're flying it. You don't really want to do a lot of aerobatics with these, you just want to kind of keep them level, do a nice good speed of 200, 300, and pick people up, drop people off. It's really your only job. They are incredibly easy to hit, so that's why many people don't use them. Use them for many reasons as well. You can use them to land and pick up people, so let me find a landing spot, because there are landing spots designated throughout the map. And the turning is very similar to the actual Apache, but I don't turn as much. I keep it a nice even level, slightly turn and hold the W and A D keys. I never really hardly ever let go of the actual W key while flying this, unless I want to land. So I'll just make a landing spot here, so level it off, release the W key, hold the S key, and slowly make ourselves down. Put your mouse up a little bit so you can reverse a little bit, and we're going down, and we're down. So we didn't lose that amount of health, and we did land in a quite chunky spot, so it did remove a little bit of health. So that's a good spot, so we're going to fly off again. But remember, keep that altitude or the looking down. Get to a nice altitude of 100, or well 70, sorry. And when you're in this area, kind of the only point of being in this area is if you actually have people in your back of your actual helicopter, so we can just slightly tilt it as you spin around, level it off a little bit as you turn using the A key. Do another strafe, so A, keep hold of W, slightly release it every so often just so you can lose that speed. And that's how you actually do it. And I think that's about it really. Thank you for watching, please rate, comment and subscribe. This will be Craft Piggy signing out. Everybody.